it's MK and I am back with another layout using my Kit Conspiracy kit that is inspired by the Paper Rose Mountain Trek collection. All right, I picked out another couple of 49 and Market elements as well as some foam strips, acetate sheet, and sequins. What do you think I'm going to do with those? I pretty much already said it. I'm going to create a shaker pocket. I have a picture of me sitting on this literally cool spot on the riverbank watching my husband fish while I do a little bit of sketch work. I usually sketch out my layouts that I want to do, provided that I have the inspiration in mind. I don't pre-sketch layouts at all, you guys. But if I have like a thing that I'm working on, that's when I go and work on trying to get, like layouts pre-planned for it. It helps it go by fast. All right. I also have this scrap of Lemon Twist by Simple Stories left over. I have all of my cut aparts that I do not intend to use, but I didn't know which ones I wanted to use. So I went ahead and just threw them all in. They are all cut apart. That paper is gone. And then I have this really cool, what looks like two trees tree ring paper that I'm going to cut down to 9 by 12. That is the size of layout that I'm going to do because this is just a little companion page to the page I made yesterday, or the page I made yesterday. I almost thought that I made a double page, but I didn't. The days are starting to blur together. All right, so what my intentions are with my photo is that I'm going to double mat it using the yellow paper again, and then this other paper that is a printed paper by 49 and Market. But first I want to work on my shaker pocket, but I'm not sure if I want to put paper behind my mountains or not. I'm still trying to decide. I have a little bit of this camo paper left over, but I decided I didn't want a camo paper. I kind of wanted a yellowy holographic paper, but I didn't know which paper I wanted until I went to my stash. And in my stash, I have all of these really cool pieces of paper that are from my Tonic Studios craft kit. I get random papers in there that I would have never in a million years thought to go buy myself. But I do enjoy having these types of papers in my stash and, kind of readily available because they come in handy when it comes to backing a cut file. I would have never thought that. They also come in handy when I want my photos to pop off of a layout without actually using pop foam or foam tape or whatever it's called, because then I just put this shiny type of paper behind my photo and bam, they pop off the page. It's almost like they're floating on the page without actually adding any dimension whatsoever. It's kind of cool. All right, what I did there was I dabbed off a little bit of the glue so that way when I go to push the image down on this shiny paper, the glue doesn't seep out as much and it doesn't leave a smear on the shiny part of the paper. It's just a little trick that I have always done when it comes to backing a cut file on specialty paper like this, okay? Now I do have to say, excuse me, I do have to say that when I go to glue paper or a cut file onto glitter cardstock, I definitely don't do that trick because you want as much glue as you can without causing a puddle, if that makes any sense. So when you do put a little bit of glue on, leave it on. Don't dab it off like I do here. I only do that because when you try to wipe it off or anything like that, it smears and gets worse. This one here, I just kind of tap on the back of my hand, and then that way I've tapped off a lot of the excess, but not all of the glue. All right, so now that I've got my mountains backed, I really like that holographic on the mountains, you guys. Oh my gosh. Later, I play with the whole layout, so I cut it out because you guys don't get to see any of that. But seriously, I was so happy with how this layout turned out that I do end up actually playing with my layout before putting it away. Just to let you know what kind of dork I really am. All right, so I am going to use my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive for gluing down the acetate sheet to my cardstock. After I am done gluing this down, I realize that I want my photo to overlap, so I need to take a break from finishing this shaker pocket and actually go and work on my photo really quick. So once I am done actually adhering all of this down, I'm gonna pause for a minute. Well, actually, I'm gonna go and cut out the acetate sheet, but I'm gonna pause for a minute from creating the rest of the shaker pocket to go and figure out how I want my photo to incorporate with this shaker pocket. But before I do that, I make sure that the glue is completely secured to the acetate. Make sure that it is completely dried, everything. If it is not, it will just start coming up. And sometimes I'm impatient to do that. But yes, I make sure that everything is completely dried before any of that happens, as far as the cutting goes, or it'll just dislodge from that slick surface. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I've already cut my my yellow paper, and I have my piece of, I don't know what it is that, it's die cut from 49 and Market is what it is, but it looks like a torn piece of paper. I went ahead and I used my distress tool. Now, just to let you guys know, throughout this entire collection and kit and series this whole week, this distress tool does not leave my side at all. I love this kit with this distress tool. I think that it just adds a lot of dimension without adding dimension, like without adding the thickness to your layouts when I distress the edges. Okay, double matting my photo again. I went ahead and put my photo directly onto this yellow paper instead of cutting it down for my camo paper like I did yesterday's video. I just put it straight on yellow, and then I put it on at an angle, but a slight angle, using my 49 and Market little die cut piece. And what I'm trying to do is, because I only have a 9x12 layout to play with, I don't have a lot of wiggle room, and I need to decide, do I want my photo half off the page? I know I don't want my shaker off the page. So how do I want all of this to incorporate with each other without worrying about having the dimension that the shaker is going to create? So the shaker is definitely going to be quite dimensional. I just needed to get an idea and a feel for where everything's going to lay now that I have my base page cut to the size of layout that I intend to use. All right, so off camera, because this is going to take hours. No, it's not. It only takes about 15 minutes, but I do strategically place all of my phone tape down. And when it comes to wrapping these thin lines around a curve, I take the backing paper off of the whole thing. And so now I'm working with double-sided sticky on both sides, because it's just, the paper doesn't let the foam move like it's supposed to. And it's just a pill. In all honesty, it is just a pain in the butt to get it to move. So I take it off both sides, and then it is very sticky, and I have a hard time. And so that's mostly what takes the longest part. Okay, and I also take off all of the backing from where I want my shaker pocket to be, because I have, speaking from experience, I have actually tried to wait until I've got all my sequins in, and then I go to pick up the paper, the backing off of the foam, and needless to say, the whole piece lifts up and scatters my sequins everywhere. So I try to take off my foam, or my paper backing from my foam, before putting the sequins in. It's a pill, because some sequins like to stick to the sides, but it is better than accidentally lifting up that backing paper and your whole paper lifts with it, with all those sequins going everywhere. So, like I said, speaking from experience, it's just the way that I create shakers. So I'm thinking now that I've dumped every single one of my sequins in this really cool hourglass, which, by the way, I will put the creator and where to find this hourglass down below, so you guys do not have to go searching for it or ask where I got it. It's down below in the description box. But what I am thinking about doing, oh, I forgot a piece of backing paper. Whoops. I am thinking about what I want on the back of my hourglass. Like, what paper do I want to cover it with? What do I want on the back of this? And I decided I want another acetate sheet. So I'm going to use the exact same acetate piece that I used on the front, and I'm going to put that on the back. Because I thought, oh my gosh, having the wood grain show behind this is going to look awesome, because then it's going to look like a glass hourglass, right? You can see on both sides. So I really liked it. I love how the wood grain shines through it. I'm just very, very happy with it. And I definitely, definitely played with that hourglass before finishing this layout, just to let you know. All right, then I wanted to add a little bit more detail to the hourglass itself. So I took my white gel pen and roughly, you guys, I didn't care if I was making straight lines or not. I roughly went over all the ends of the hourglass with my gel pen, sometimes 2 or 3 times, sometimes just once. It didn't matter to me if it was perfect or not. I just really roughly went over all the elements to kind of give it a little bit more dimension. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and put my photo right on top of the hourglass. I thought I was going to put it behind and then have one of the corners poke up, and then I decided, no, I just really like it right on top. I'm okay with covering up a portion of the mountains, which is what I was trying not to do when I first started putting this layout together. And then I realized that, yeah, no, it still looks good. You can still see the little road going through the trees. You can still see the mountains. It's okay if I don't have that third mountain visible on my layout. So this is how it is going to look. Now, what I'm going to do from here on out is basically pick out what embellishment. So my title is going to be the word explore. And then I happen to have from another branding strip by 49 and Market, another word explore, but it's the definition word. So it's got it in like definition paper print. And so I'm going to have explore and then the definition of explore right underneath it, which I thought was really cool. And I think that's about it. But then I also have a little tag-ish thing, I'm not sure what it's called, by 49 and Market as well, that says everything is awesome, which just makes me think of the Lego guy and dancing in the elevator with my son at Legoland. It is just so fun. Every time I hear those words together, it is just so fun. And so I do plan on putting that on my layout as well, because in all honesty, this was just the perfect little outing to spend a whole day doing. We all got really cool tans. My 2 of my sons decided to go and follow ants. Don't ask. My daughter brought her drawing stuff so she could draw with me, and my husband and middle son fished pretty much all day. It was fun, and it was a lazy, beautiful day, and I could not change it for anything. I'm glad we found this little spot to be able to hang out, and we're not far enough away to where it takes us hours to get there. But once we're there and packed in and all set up, it's just fun. And I love the concrete slab that is there. Like I said, I'm not really sure. I said this in the last video. I'm not really sure exactly what they monitor, but I do know that Fish and Game monitor the flow of the river. So I don't know if it's the fish coming in and out of it, if it's the migration points of the fish. I don't really know, but I am very grateful for this little spot that we have found, and be able to just hang out and enjoy, being with each other right here in the middle of nowhere, which isn't really in the middle of nowhere. All right, so to finish off this layout, now that I've got everything glued down and I'm uber super happy with it, and again, I can't stop playing with my with that hourglass, you guys. It's so fun. I love shakers. I really, really do. Plus, it gives me an excuse to use a ton of sequins all at once. Now, I do have to tell you guys about my sequins before going on through, picking out what I want to put on this layout. My sequins are called Avocado Toast, and they are by the Not Just for Boys Kit Club. And I decided to use avocado toast in my hourglass because that is what I chose to have for breakfast that morning. Is avocado. It's an avocado dip, and then there's like these oyster crackers to go with it, and it's just called avocado toast. And I thought, oh my God, these are perfect. So that is what went into my hourglass. Does it match? Nope, it does not. It's awfully bright for this collection, but I'm okay with that because in my photo I have the exact same colors sitting on my lap, and so I thought this is perfect. Absolutely. All right, I went through all of my die cut pieces and pulled out some leaves and things, some greenery, some flowers, things like that, just to kind of spread them across. Now, I did come across a video that I absolutely adored. I think it is by a YouTuber here called Scrapbooking in the Sticks, or scrappin' in the sticks. Donna, please correct me. I can't remember if it's scrapping or scrappin in the sticks. But she said that she doesn't have flowers where she lives or for their outdoor layouts because there's not really a lot of flowers out there. So she calls them weeds. And I loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so awesome. And technically, if you have a die of a beautiful flower, depending on what color you color it or what color you cut it out or anything like that, it could possibly be a beautiful weed. Absolutely. So I absolutely love it. And thank you so much, Donna, for that inspiration and your weeds. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to spread my weeds all around my title as well as up on my Everything Awesome banner that I have going on up there. And that is pretty much going to complete this layout. Everything is popped up on foam only because of the shaker pocket. So I brought all of my elements up on foam as well. I do have some of the leaves, like the larger broad leaves, are glued directly to the paper behind my hourglass. So just to let you guys know that I do have some dimension going on there in the little clusters. But yes, I definitely wanted to point that out on how I just poked everything up, and I love how this turned out. And teeny tiny little bits of nothingness. In all honest, I love these flowers in this collection, by the way, because they're not very frilly. They're in all honesty, they are truly weeds. I'm not a flower expert. I don't know what flowers they really are. But yeah, they could be daisies. I am not sure at all what those white ones are. They could be wild poppies. I have no idea, but I really do enjoy these types of flowers. And the colors are beautiful. They're like an off-white and then this beautiful yellow, which also helps bring in the green and the yellow, help bring in the green and the yellow from the sequins mix. So I definitely enjoy that kind of sort of non-expectant surprise, because I definitely did not intend to bring in those colors. Like I said, the sequins were just, oh my gosh, perfect for my photo. And that was it. I didn't think anything else beyond that. So I have no idea what else I'm looking for. To me, the layout looks great. You can stop looking now, anytime, if you want, please. I think I was looking for another leaf. Oh, and I found one. There we go. That should be it for this layout, by the way. No, it's not. I'm going to still glue some more leaves on. So actually, this is it for this layout. I want to thank you all so very, very much. Oh, I do have to say that I did smudge some of my white gel pen. So I just took a black journaling pen and recolored over onto my black cardstock, and it disappeared. Like, you can't even tell that I made the mistake unless you're looking for it. Also, too, there were two little extra stars that are kind of in the center of the hourglass falling through. I went ahead and I put them in the upper portion, but I left out the moon. I did not want it to be like a nighttime type of deal. So I did leave that out, and that is it for my extremely long layout, by the way, today. Be sure to check out what Janet is creating today, if she has a video up today. Mine is a bonus video because we are only posting on Saturdays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. This being Monday is or Sunday, I apologize. So this is definitely an extra for me for this kit. But like I said, I love this kit, so I think I'm going to create every day with this kit. All right, thank you so much. Be sure to check out Janet, whose link is down below. She is Galaxy Girl Creations here on YouTube, and I will check y'all later. Bye.